Peeps, Scott here. I wanted to make this video today and speak about awakening. I wanted to put this video out yesterday, but I bottled it a bit. But here I am now, remaking it on a Sunday. So what did I want to speak about awakening? Mainly that it's a bitch and it's challenging, but not many people have had an awakening experience. It's a pretty rare thing, and I had mine in 2010 and it drastically changed my life. I went from one person A, to a whole different person within a space of a couple of weeks. Opened up to spirituality and non-physical energy, spirit. Found a certain peace and serenity I never had before. And it totally transformed my life. Now, with awakening, is it the end of pain? No. Because when you awaken, for the most part, from what I can tell, for most of us, you go through an integration process. And that's what it's been like for the last 14 years. It's been integrating my ego. Integrating certain aspects of myself which I didn't want to admit was there, or I wasn't even aware of. Like when I woke up in 2010, it was like coming up for air for the first time when you're underwater. It's like waking up out of a nightmare. That's what awakening feels like. Oh fuck, I can't believe I thought I was just thoughts. I can't believe I just thought I was this small me, this body, this ego, because we're not that. And then when you start to awaken, it's like, you kind of you're like, this is all a dream. But you're like, you get a bit more into it. This is a dream. Wow, you get more curious. You want to awaken into the dream. But you do go through, at least from my experience, like a virgin stage of awakening, or infant stage of awakening, where you basically experience, like, for me it's about a year of like bliss, because it's like, I've come up for air, this is amazing. But then after that year, you get hit with, like, you want to go further, you need to go through this integration, and you have to go through your doubt. And it's a funny thing, like, it's that you experience bliss forever. Maybe someone might experience it just a moment or 2 weeks or a year, like I did, with the help of people and guides, crystals, things like this. However you got to that place, Kundalini awakening, whatever. But then, like, the integration comes and it's like, oh no, your doubt comes, and you don't fall back asleep, but you sort of it kind of feels like you fall back asleep a little bit. But the memory of the awakening is there, and your awareness is always there. And I think it continues to grow. Like, mine's got a lot more solid. It's like steel, like S-T-E-E-L. But that steel energy brings a certain stillness to it. But you come across these shadows you have, this darkness. Unless you've been born under a Midas touch of a family, then you probably have some baggage, some holding patterns, some conditions, some traumas or whatever. And then you have to face those, right? And you have to get comfortable with being human. And so when you first awaken, it's kind of like, you're like, I feel free, yes, on the clouds, yes, life is good, yes, I'm the witness, blah, blah, blah. And then you get hit with your own conditioning at some point. And thank God, really, because even though I was free and in bliss in certain ways when I first awoke, I also had a lot of holding patterns. Like, I remember I used to listen to Eckhart Tolle in my living room. And then when I would discover that my flatmate and his friends were coming back, I quickly turned the volume dial down, turn the knob down, because I was embarrassed to share that energy with my friends. and my story of awakening with my friends. I mean, I did in certain ways, but I was still shamed, I was still fear, there was still hesitation. And to have a little drink. And there still is today. But I'm more comfortable with that human aspect. So it's almost like the God or the spirit. When you first awaken, you separate your human self from your spirit. And then the integration for the years to come and months to come is integrating the human with the spirit once again. Because the spirit wants to be human. Right? It wants to be human. So we came here to play human. And so, yeah, man, this is what awakening is about. And you know, people will tell you, you know, awakening is just like, that person's in peace, that person's in bliss, that person knows God. But then ask them what they're like behind the scenes, what they're like with bills, what they're like with women or men or the other sex, what they're like regarding their health, how they treat others, right? How they are when they're alone, what's their kind of thoughts they have. See, awakening's pretty rare, real awakening, because I know there's more, I know that. But in order to experience that, I have to be honest with the fears I have. Maybe around sexuality, maybe around money, abundance, maybe around what you want to do in life, your passion, maybe around boundaries, maybe around saying no, maybe around whatever it is, leaving a workplace, leaving your family. There's a ton of reasons to basically not choose yourself and stay the same, right? But you will get called. A spirit from within will call you to kind of step up and take control or release control and be yourself more and more each day. And you know, there is a lot of woo-woo out there, right? A lot of people that will say they can teleport and stuff, but what's their life like? What's their heart like? How do they feel, right? Because the main thing for me in spirituality or someone being awake is the freedom they give off. How do they feel? How's their vibration? Do they uplift you? Do they feel fun? Do they feel like strong? Do they feel like, yeah, lighthearted, humor? Or is it like, man, cool, this guy's got some knowledge, but he's dragging me down. I feel my vibration feels lower. My heart's saying no, right? And that's another thing with awakening. It's not really about the knowledge. It's how you feel inside, the freedom you feel within inside. Because some people can be awake, but they don't have the knowledge. They're kind of just like animals. They're just illuminated. They just know how to love. But that's the key. Do you know how to love? So before awakening, I didn't know how to love, really. Not really. I didn't really know what it meant. Always feeling disrespected, always being jealous, always playing weird manipulative games. And it's not the truth, it's not who we are, right? And when you get awake, you become more clear. You become more alert, you become more intelligent. And not an intelligent as in, I've got a high IQ, but emotional intelligence, intuitive intelligence. You become more spacious, you learn to listen more. You don't judge as much. These are the signs of someone that's awake. And, you know, you stay open, but you have boundaries, right? You have wonder, but you have wisdom. You're enthusiastic, but you can be calm, right? And you kind of realize that you don't know everything and you don't really know anything too much. Because this world is beyond. This crazy holographic universe we're in is beyond, right? It's beyond measure. It can't be judged, but it can be loved. And you can be loved and you can love. So yeah, I just wanted to put that kind of message out there. But awakening, if you've had some sort of awakening and you're afraid to share it. Share your knowledge with the world, because I feel like I was listening to Bashar the other day and they were speaking about wake-up stories. Instead of bedtime stories, what about wake-up stories? And that this consciousness that we are is screaming to get out into people's phones, into people's heads, into people's books, into people's consciousness. Like, the world wants to wake up, right? We want to get better. Feel more engaged, feel more connected, feel more loved, feel more peace, feel more free. So if you have words to speak, speak them. If you have stories to tell, tell them. Because the world is hot in demand for conscious people and conscious content. And if you have it, and by the way, it can't be fabricated. You either have it or you don't. You either have the self-love or the self-awareness or you don't. It comes from here, it comes from the soul. Not here, it comes from here. If you have that, share it because it's in demand. Consciousness or awake expression is in demand. So if you have a story to tell, tell it. Don't be afraid because you think, oh, people are going to think I'm weird. I've learned to embrace my weird. I know there's a weird side to me, 100%. But I love it. I'm not afraid to be that part of me because I'm many things, as are you. We're all this infinite potential of whatever. So know that. Share what you love. Share what you know. Share your enthusiasm. Share your mission. Share whatever you want, but you feel the world needs. Don't withhold your gift and give it because you're in demand. All right? So all you conscious co-creators, I love you. And I'm checking out now. See you later.